It's time to get rowdy with Rusty this week in wrestling on That Way Cool Wrestling Show Breakout.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 2 of That Way Cool Wrestling Show Breakout. It's time to get rowdy with Rusty, which is your weekly update on what's really happening in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start this week with AEW, All Elite Wrestling. The show starts with an incredible empty in-ring promo by Cody, saying, "Don't live in the face of fear." And he's implying about this situation with the coronavirus. Then Cody calls out Matt Jackson and the rest of the Elite to put their differences aside during this difficult time. Out comes Matt Jackson and Kenny Omega to echo what Cody had to say, and they ask where Hangman Page is. Hangman Page then comes out to the rampway, and they ask him if he can put his personal differences aside and stand with them at the Blood and Guts. That's the War Games style match that they'll be doing hopefully on May 25th. But with this coronavirus situation, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Page comes out to the rampway, drinking a beer again, nods his head and says yes. It's clear they're trying to continue to build to an eventual heel turn with Hangman Page and the Elite. They then say that Nick Jackson is not there due to his injury on last week's show. My information tells me, however, that the real life situation is Nick Jackson and his wife had a baby, and he's taking time off to spend with his family in real life. Skipping ahead to another empty arena promo by MJF being interviewed by Tony Schiavone. MJF is the greatest heel in wrestling these days. He cuts an incredible promo about not having to wrestle tonight because he has too much money and just doesn't have to. Then we see Shawn Spears and MJF prepare to make bets on tonight's empty arena matches. Then most of the locker room sits in the empty arena. Brandy Rhodes is the ring announcer for tonight's show. The first match we see is Best Friends versus Pentagon and Phoenix. Taz is on commentary and mentions that Best Friends is ranked 4th in the AEW tag division. Phoenix and Pentagon with the upset. Best Friends ask for a match next week in the parking lots. Then we see Penelope Ford versus Riho versus Chris Statlander versus Sheeta in a women's match. A total waste of time. I basically call it a time when you could go to the bathroom and take a pee break. But anyway, Sheeta wins. Then we skip ahead to an incredible promo outside of the building by AEW champ Jon Moxley. He talks about the Inner Circle and Blood and Guts on May 25th. Skipping ahead to an Evil Uno from the Dark Order in-ring promo as he talks about the Exalted One is here. At that point, Daniels and Kazarian come out and complain that there is no Exalted One. Then we see a video that happens on the video screen and some music, and out comes the now Brody Lee, the former Luke Harper from WWE, has entered AEW and is revealed as the Exalted One. Jake Roberts with his client Lance Archer then cuts an incredible promo about Cody and the Elite. Can't wait to see where this storyline is going. A new video then airs calling Lance Archer Murder Hawk. Jake is still a great heel in the promotion, but the video was a little bit weak. A main event saw Cody and Matt Jackson and their partner still looking for Hangman Page against Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. Le Champion Chris Jericho is on commentary for the match and shows you why he is still great on the mic. Jericho is funny when referring to Arn Anderson's, Cody's coach, so to speak, play card as a Waffle House menu. Santana pins Jackson with the roll up. After the match, the Inner Circle cuts a promo as they go off on the Elite, and they look at Jackson and the others in the ring and make fun of him by saying, "You're still missing a man," or something like that, basically implying that they're still a man short. At that point, Jackson says, "I made a call to a friend who owes me a favor." At that point, the camera cuts to a shot upstairs, and we see the reveal, ladies and gentlemen, of broken Matt Hardy. Yes, Matt Hardy is AEW. And then the show goes off the air, teasing that Matt Hardy will be part of the match at Blood and Guts. NWA this week did not have programming, but they will return, I'm assuming, as soon as this coronavirus stuff is over. Skipping ahead to NXT. NXT just had recaps of past matches. Anything there because there's nothing new. Skipping ahead to Impact. Joey Ryan and Rob Van Dam with Katie, now known as Council Culture, versus Cody Deaner and Cousin Jake. Culture wins, then RVD kisses Katie after the match. We skip ahead to a Josh Matthews in-ring interview with Ken Shamrock. Josh and Ken talk about Ken's days way back in TNA, as Ken Shamrock was the first NWA TNA World Heavyweight Champion years ago. And then they talk about Ken Shamrock being the next inductee into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. Skipping ahead to WWE, according to Dave Meltzer, Shane McMahon was paid only as a talent this year for 15 matches, and his role as a general manager, and Shane O'Mac can be called Money O'Mac because he made over $2.5 million. As they say in the neighborhood, brother is getting paid. Season 2 of Dark Side of the Ring, which is a documentary about the inner world of pro wrestling, sort of the dark side of pro wrestling, will have its second season premiere on Tuesday, May 24th on Vice TV with a 2-hour premiere and documentary on the Chris Benoit murders. Each week for approximately 9 weeks, they will have a different topic. Later on down the road, the series will end with a 2-hour premiere and one of the first in-depth interviews with Martha Hart, widow of the late Owen Hart, and how she feels about the WWE and the accident that killed her husband in 1999. I watched season 1. Season 1 was great, and according to Jim Cornette, season 2 will be even better. Jim Cornette will be on the show several times, and I'm sure the documentary will be even greater than it was in the first season. Skipping ahead to MLW episode 102 from the 2300 Arena in South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And if that sounds familiar for you ECW fans, that was known back in the day as the ECW Arena. The first thing I'd like to talk about is Zenshi versus Lindamus. Lindamus wins with the Tiger suplex. Then the Von Erichs, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Killer Cross cut a backstage promo about their main event tonight with Team Filthy. Skipping ahead, Richard Holiday wearing Savio Vega's Caribbean Championship comes into the ring and says that he will wrestle Mance Warner. Warner picks ECW original, the Blue Meanie, to face Holiday. BWO chants fill the ECW arena as Meanie and Holiday face off in singles action. Blue Meanie wins via count out. Then Meanie drinks a beer in the ring with Mance Warner. We skip ahead to the main event, which was an eight-man tag team match. Event was Team Filthy versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Killer Cross and the ELW World Tag Team champs Marshall and Ross Von Erich. That was a great match with a lot of action. In the end, the Von Erichs, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Killer Cross win. Team Filthy attacks after the bell. There's a lot of chaos both in and out of the ring as well as backstage. Basically one of those hardcore brawls, Breakout fans, and it really ends the show on a positive note. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you can hear and see everything each week. Thanks for joining me on this edition of episode number 2 of That Way Cool Wrestling Show Breakout, brought to you by the DJB Productions Network. Until then, we'll see you right here next time, same channel. And until then, keep pro wrestling alive, everybody. Take care.
Thank you for listening to That Way Cool Wrestling Show Breakout. We'll see you at the matches. Goodbye, everybody.